Good morning in there, out there, out there. From in here, out here. Vivi's nose, my cup of coffee. Vivi wanting biscuits. Vivi's got a new spot. She comes in from her walk. Slurp. She comes in from her walk and then she heads over to kind of guard things for us. So I don't know how long she's going to be hanging around here, because she's become this guard dog, haven't you? Huh? Yeah. She's out on the dock this morning feeding the fish. Oh, it makes me so happy to think. I look and I see the people who tune in. That means a lot, because I was saying to Julie last night, I think that could be it for Viv. I was saying, no, good. I was saying to Julie last night, I don't know. It's quite remarkable that you watch somebody talking about whatever. I don't know. I don't know why. So I'll take another sip of coffee and be quiet. I made a mistake last night. David Grunwald, national RCA minister, who is founder of Room for All. I had said 7 people signed the petition to not have Norm Cansfield committed for heresy. And he pointed out it was 140 some signed the email. So I don't have my record straight, so, fake news. Fake news. So welcome to the Sentimentalist. Hi, Mark. Annie says she's doing better, but not all better. A lot of anxiety. The service for Mariana is on the 29th at 10:30 in the morning at the Douglas UCC Church. I've been thinking, okay, what is the deal about expecting the President of the United States to be able to make a decision that solves anything? All you can do, if you're the President of the United States, a democracy, not what Rump wants, but a democracy, is to make almost like a lose-lose situation. I used to say to my students, okay, have you been brought up right from wrong? And, and I'd say, okay, have you learned wrong from wrong? Okay. And I'd say, how many of you were taught it's a sin to tell a lie? It's a sin to tell a lie. And all the hands would go up, and I'd say, so you'd say, oh yeah, Anne Frank's in the back. I've told you that story. So it's wrong, Come on. It's so easy to say, here's what's wrong with your decision. Anyway, my dad taught me, volunteer for things, and as soon as somebody starts saying it would be better if, or it's lousy because, and just say, well then here, it's yours, and leave. And I did. That happened at the Writers Series. They started making improvements, thought it'd be better if I did this or that. So I left. 15 years was long enough. And I'll make this a little pretty brief. Today is 6/6/24. Now this is a very important thing with all the political things, see, because you have 6/6, and then you have 2 + 4, which equals 6. Now, how about that one? Stump them all with that one. I'm going to read a little longer poem today, and there's a reason, but I'm going back to the presidents. So here's how I look at it. I look at voting this way. Jimmy Carter, Donald Trump. And then you just let that sit a little bit about. You don't decide between, come on. You do decide between people and their character. And who, do their best. They can't, it's a democracy. It's a broken world. We're all hurting. Who will try to help us with our hurt? Who? I wondered, 34 counts. Can you count to 34? I'm not sure. Look, I'm making pleas for my book. It's important with a book of poems. If there's 50 poems in the book and you find 4 that land in your heart and stay in your heart, I hate to tell you this, but that's worth the money. You don't read and evaluate the poems like they taught you in school. What's it mean? Just let your heart open. Read 3 lines. I tell you every week. 3 lines. I'm done with this one. Let me try another one. It's like record albums. There's ones you play over and over. Anyway, I chose this publisher. They chose me, thank heavens. But I chose where to publish, hoping. Kevin Carey Press is a non-profit. You even get to write it off. It's a non-profit. So you get 20% discount by July 15th. And you can write it off. Come on. Help them out. I don't care about me. I'm 80 years old. Who cares? Help them out. Vivi found a golf ball. And she was throwing it and running, getting it and throwing it and running it, getting it and throwing it and running, getting it. Holy cow, isn't that wonderful? Boy, do I love gardening. Do you I can't stop. This place is 7 acres of gardening. I'm gardening the pond. It's just neat. Oh gosh, I gotta have a slurp. I just love gardening. How can you love pulling weeds? That's crazy. I love pulling weeds. Just gardening fingernails. I don't know why. It feels like you're healing something, or it feels like you're... And you have to know, you don't pull this, don't pull that. Did I mention Jimmy Carter or Joe Biden, whatever? I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm telling you what to vote for. What to care about. And I've heard all the arguments. I'm not voting for Trump. I'm voting for what he stands for. He doesn't stand for anything. He's opposed to everything. That's a form of stance, being opposed. Okay. Oh, please. Oh, please. Oh, please. Okay, well, 2 things. Speaking of, wouldn't you hate to be one of those jurors the rest of your life? In your family? and the fake news is accusing them, and they're not safe. They'll never be safe. 12 people, 12 unangry people, never be safe, and they were willing to do it. People of the year. People of the year.
$40 a day.
Oh, thank you, Julie. That's right. Do you know what they make? $40 a day. $40 a day. And they were trying somebody who does not make $40 a day. Well, unless he signs a bad check, maybe. Okay, today's D-Day. Let's think about that in relation to him, too. Today's D-Day. Celebrating? Thinking about it? All those men killed. All those men ran vulnerable, just like this. Nothing in front of them. Up onto that beach, out of those boats. D-Day. Ike had to say yes. He had to say, which wrong decision do I make? Do I have these men killed? Or do I lose the war? You want to make that decision, Mr. T. Huh? It's D-Day. Not VE Day, not Memorial Day, it's D-Day. This is the day when they really did it. When they really went up on that beach. And our dear friends from Germany, every year, go to Normandy and stand there. Because they know what they did. They know. They know. And they know what Ike did. Had to do. Could do. Lived with what he did. For the rest of his life. It's D-Day. Because it is. It's an elegy from my father. I'm wearing your shirt from my father. When your words left your hands, the only place silence holds us to the earth opened. Somewhere a child opened a door, somewhere a mother looked out a window. You lived in your hands, alive in bread dough, along the handles of tools, holding the endless usefulness of rags. In all things a firm grip, you told me, and at the end, you wanted only your hands. The snow that comes in the mornings brings each of your words. The water forms around your and, your either, not, and yes. They land. They just land. Sometimes they fall all day and into the next. Sometimes they melt before noon. You never waited. In the spring you forced the shoots, even the blooms. The trays waited on the coffee table, the refrigerator, the floor of the family room. We gave one to anyone who stopped, and they were gone by May. Yesterday I found a photograph. I'm sitting on your shoulders, or is it you sitting on your father's shoulders? Or is it your grandfather sitting on his old beer wagon, holding his team of tired horses? At the funeral, you walked through the house, collecting your garden tools, cookbooks, and sweatshirts, while each visitor laid the bud of a rose on your chest. They formed a heart within the heart of your arms and folded hands. I imagine them opening in your ashes. Every morning for 51 years you woke and began by whispering, "This is the best part of the day, and laid your arm across her back. I am wearing your shirt. Now when I walk, I wear your hat. In the garden, I wear your gloves. Here the land is flat. You lived in the clay hills, always at an angle, growing up on Goatshed Hill, looking out over the sullen open hearths, the tired smoke of the mills, the smudged strip of heartless coal. You took shot after shot at the hoop your father rammed into the ridge behind your house, knowing any miss could send you down a mile after the disrespected ball. The house is cold now. Cold as spring turning itself into bloom. We wait at the window. Your God wanted no attention at all. Yesterday when I dug into our garden's matted earth, I felt your hand slide into mine as if it were putting on a glove. And we went together into the awkward ground, turned the soil, let it slip between our fingers. You always stepped aside to let every question have its way. Where have you walked in a year? The center of snow? The center of each amen, of every word we've tried to keep? Now, on this still June afternoon, a year to the day you came to stay within us, the tree's negative space waits for leaves. And wearing your shirt, I look out into the wood where the end of each branch touches the air's one silence. How you love this dirt, this light on the side of the house. Be kind. Try to be cheerful. Take care. Thanks for being here.